chapel, and also an area for possibly in the future having a house of studies there for the area of South America in that region. He is working very diligently to train and teach the people the tradition. It is very difficult in Brazil because so many people in Brazil belong to the Roman Catholic Church, and they were very used to the Novus Ordo Mass, and many of the people belong also to the old Roman Catholic Church, and they were used to a Mass in the vernacular. Father Louis is working very hard. It is very difficult for him at times because many of the people they continue to fight him and want him to offer just the Mass in the vernacular, or much of the Mass in the vernacular and then the canon in the Tridentine Rite. And he told them that he cannot do that, that he must teach the traditions, the Catechism of the Council of Trent, as well as the proper protocol for worship. So many some people did depart and leave him. He does have a vast amount of people that stayed with him. He continues to be on live stream online, having devotions in his native tongue. And I told him that he could not put his masses on at the present time until he is perfected in the Latin. He is presently in a class with a traditional priest that I have allowed to train him, and that priest is being paid by Father Louis' benefactor, which is Dr. Joanna Bassanello and her husband. Unfortunately, they are moving to Italy. But it's a good thing, because Dr. Bassanello wants to spread SSAL in Italy. She has done very well in Brazil with Father Louis. There was a problem there at one time in Brazil. There was an old Catholic priest that usurped authority over Father Louis and took over his church when Father Louis became ill. And Dr. Bassanello and her husband, the benefactors, they fought in the court of law to get back for him and his people all of the property, all of their goods, all of their liturgical objects, and so forth. So Father Louis has been under a lot of pressure. He works very hard. He's somewhat like Bishop Hippolyte, a very hard worker, and desires to really know a tradition. So I'm giving him time, because it's going to take time for those people to really embrace the tradition, and we have to be patient. And this is where, again, the priestly fraternity comes in, because if we had enough priests in the priestly fraternity now, which can go there in that mission and help him get those people to understand. It's a lot of pressure, because he is in religious life. He is now a novice. He received this habit, and he is following diligently. He prays the office every day. He reads all of the literature that is sent to him for his novitiate. He's under our supervision. He passed most of his tests and his examinations, and so he's doing very well. Father Jorge Anga in the Philippines is a very progressive priest. And I say that because Father Jorge Anga comes with a lot of knowledge of the Catholic Church and of tradition. If you listen to him, he knows what he's talking about. He reads, he studies, he understands the fathers, he understands tradition. He defends the church very well. He's online every day. He has masses all the time. He has a large following. He's building a very beautiful church there in the Philippines. It's a struggle now because financially it's kind of difficult in the Philippines, but his people have raised monies. We have assisted, I should go back to Father Louis, we have assisted Father Louis at his request, along with his benefactor, because it's not that he's just sitting around doing nothing. The Mother House has assisted, the sisters have assisted. Also, Father Jorge, since he was thrown out of the Roman Church, he had a pension, he had health benefits, and salary. He has nothing. He lives off of the benefits of his people. And what I have done is assisted him on a weekly basis with $100 to assist him, and that $100 goes a long way for him, and it helps him stay where he's at. His people give him food like you do in your district, and so forth. So Father Jorge Anga, he has a deliverance ministry. And that deliverance ministry is very good because so many people are possessed with demons. However, I have spoken to him that the priest must receive authority from its bishop to do exorcisms. And he understands that because he comes from the Roman Church. And he's asked for permission to continue the ministry of deliverance. It really is a ministry of deliverance. It's not about casting out demons all the time. It's about deliverance and working with people with bad habits and bad problems and so forth. He counsels them. And so it's not just exorcisms. It's about deliverance and praying for them. He said he hears many confessions, and in those confessions, many people, instead of just constantly forgiving people of their sins, he asked them to meet him for counseling, because many people have bad habits and they keep on coming back with the same sins. You have to have deliverance because remember, part of our mission as Alfonso Redemptorist is when the Lord Jesus went into the temple, he says, "The Spirit of the Lord is upon me." He read Isaiah. "And he has anointed me to preach the gospel and to set free the captives," deliverance. So as Alfonso Redemptorist, this is his ministry. And it's a very difficult ministry, and not many of us want to be a part of dealing with people with mental disease or demonic warfare. You know, we think a lot of these people sitting in the church are okay. They're not okay. Many of these people are struggling with many demonic problems. And the Catholic Church is lacked. It's been lacked because the Roman Church did away with exorcists, and only the bishop can do it. But every priest is ordained as exorcist, but he must receive permission from his ordinary, or in this case, the district superior, or the superior general, to practice or to have exorcisms. Because a person can sue you if they have mental disease or schizophrenia, and you call them demons. We must be very careful, and that's a class of another time, because it takes time to explain that. I know what deliverance ministry is. I am an exorcist, and I know what exorcism is all about. So, and Father Sanjeev Kumar is working towards coming to the society. He is a religious priest, and we pray without too much information online that if it is God's will that he makes a decision to finally be with the Society of St. Alphonsus Marie de Liguori. Now, all of our priests, you know, in Cameroon, Father Jacques, Father Father Donald, Innocent, and Ali are working very hard with their district superior. They are building their churches, their parishes, with the aid and the assistance of Bishop Hippolyte. And so we are growing. We are now growing. And what we have to be careful before we close, brothers, this session, is that we cannot take in men that will not have a mission. We just don't want priests. We're not old Catholics. We don't want to be like a lot of these Sabinicantists and many of these societies that have no mission. They must have an apostolic work, an apostolate. And the days are gone for men, for us to ordain men, and they have no work. They have to have work. And we must teach the people to support the priests financially. You know, they have to get paid something, some stipend. And in order to survive, they have to have something. So this is the state of the society. We are growing throughout the world. We will grow more once people get to know us more. And our website will have to be updated. Mr. Ismael Rodriguez and Michael Cooper is working toward that. It's very difficult because we have to pay a lot of money for the website. And so the website, it takes a lot of governance and work to make it right and to post all those pictures right in the way that they should be, because there's so much work in all of our districts and regions around about. And if the world saw the work that we did as SSAL and the priestly fraternity, they would say this church is this society is definitely in order and is governed in the right way. So we are growing as an Alphonsian Redemptorist congregation. Now, I do not want to give our financial reports online. I think it's not appropriate to do so. So, brothers, you have your own financial reports. Do you have these?
Yeah.
Okay. Do they have them, sister?
Yes.
Okay, you can show the bishops. You have your own. This is our financial reports of our missions and what we have given, and the annual report. This is the annual report of the bank account. You seen
I
it?
looked it over.
Okay, so it's beautiful. I will say this, is that we raised a lot of money in our society. That's all I can say.
Yes.
Okay? A lot of money has been raised, and we're not some fly-by-night society. So those of you that are listening to us by way of social media, we are not a fly-by-night society. We are a working society. We have revenue. We have statistics. We have priests. We have churches. We have parishes and missions. So we are not a fly-by-night ordination mill where we just ordain men. These bishops are serious about their work, and they will not ordain people just because they want to be ordained in our churches. So, brethren, with no further ado, it is our general session is over. We will meet together in October of 2023 for our second general session to prepare for our first general chapter in 2024. Closing remarks from our bishop and our bishop to the world, and it can be in French and in English. Closing remarks, Bishop.
Bishop, this has been a wonderful session. We touched on everything that pertains to the Society of St. Alphonsus Marie de Liguori. We talked about the society itself, the apostolate. We talk about the priests, the brothers, all of the members. We even talked about the training of the postulants and the bishop. Then we went into all of our finances and our accomplishments and our governing and our administration. All of this were very thoroughly researched and it leaves nothing to the question of what we're doing. And we certainly are appreciative of all of the efforts of your grace and doing the research and the groundwork and with the assistance of Sister Vi and Brother Ishmael and all of those who have participated. I'm very, very grateful for this session, and I have learned a lot from it, and I've been a part of it since its inception. And I thank you again, and I ask God's blessing upon this great society, and I ask that God bless you.
Ok, mais qu'est-ce qu'on va dire? D'abord, dire merci à Dieu qui a permis qu'on soit ici, qui a donné tous les moyens financiers et les moyens spirituels pour qu'on soit là. Dire merci au supérieur général, Sadrach Sherman Mosde Pirandal, qui met tout en œuvre pour que cette société grandisse et s'avance. Nous disons merci au Saint-Esprit et à la Vierge Marie qui lui donne la santé nécessaire de continuer à faire ce travail. Et donc, la session a été très intense, très profonde. Nous avons appris encore, on apprend tous les jours, le gouvernement, l'administration de notre société. Nous avons appris comment gérer cas par cas. Nous avons appris la pastorale. Nous avons revu notre situation ecclésiale supplée et donc la nécessité pour les sacrements de l'Église et nos rapports avec le diocèse. Et puis nous avons vu la gestion des finances et des paroisses. Finalement, nous avons touché le point de la formation des futurs prêtres, des futurs religieux. Et nous disons merci au Seigneur qui a permis que, en dehors de la société, il y a la fraternité sacerdotale Sainte-Afro-Marie de Légoré, dont la mission est de défendre la messe tridentine. Et donc, nous avons vu cela. Et puis, le supérieur général a touché sur l'assurance maladie des prêtres, des évêques, la mort des évêques, la mort des prêtres, parce qu'un jour, tous on va mourir. Et puis, il a dit, chacun doit préparer, donc avoir un testament qui doit dire quoi s'il n'est pas là, et puis mettre tout par écrit parce qu'on ne sait jamais. Et donc voilà, et qu'on ne pourra jamais prendre un prêtre qui n'a pas de paroisse. Jamais, jamais. Et donc je pense que c'est par là que nous avons terminé, en parlant aussi de la vocation qui est très importante pour nous et l'obéissance à nos supérieurs qui est très important parce que nous devons nous conformer, la conformité à la volonté de Dieu qui est important. Et donc, que dire? Je voudrais dire encore un grand merci à Dieu, un grand merci au supérieur général qui a mis tout son temps, sa santé et tout pour qu'on arrive. Merci à Monseigneur Lynn qui est là et qui est mon aîné dans l'épiscopat. Il a été sacré, je crois, quelques mois avant moi. Merci au Jack. Je veux dire merci à Ismaël, le maître de cérémonie, et merci à la sœur Violette, que j'appelle ma sœur, pour tout le travail qu'elle fait. Et c'est pour ça que nous demandons à Dieu d'avoir d'autres sœurs comme toi, et que bientôt la communauté des sœurs puisse grandir, d'avoir d'autres vocations. Mais merci aux sœurs, à tous ceux qui ont préparé la bonne nourriture, et dit souvent en anglais good food, hein? Et pour toutes ces personnes qui pour nous, à Justine qui est là et à tous les autres qui sont là, et à tous ceux qui nous regardent à travers le monde entier. Merci pour le beau travail du Brésil, du Brésil, de Philippines, des États-Unis. Dieu a donné beaucoup à la communauté et nous espérons qu'il va encore beaucoup donner. Amen.
Amen. Well, we also want to acknowledge the presence of our clergymen with us, Deacon Paul Hood and Deacon Cyril Forser. And we do want to thank them for being the assistants to the bishops that are here. Every year since we began, they have always been, come on down, right there, a part of our sessions. We want to thank, you don't have to put the camera on. We want to thank our Oblate sisters for preparing our meals for us during this session.
My Savior, at Grace, it's been our pleasure.
Yes.
You're welcome.
It's an honor to serve the men of God. And that's how I feel within my heart. And I'm blessed for it.
Yes.
Thank you.
Amen.
God bless. At this time, we want to close out this session. I just want to say one more thing to the bishops. It's about money, so you can turn the session off at this time. God bless all of you. May God bless you and keep you. In nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti. Amen.